All right, everybody, we're back now. It's been 3 weeks. These Serranos have been fermenting for that time. As you can see, the water's gotten really cloudy. It's kind of started to turn colors. The peppers are getting limp in there. They're really soft. One thing I did differently that I didn't show in the last video, these peppers kept trying to float up, and you need to keep them submerged. So what I did, and I'm going to have to pull it out of here, what I did was I filled a bag up with water and just put it on top there, and it pushed down on top of the peppers. But as you can see, actually it looks like, no, I thought maybe leaking, but it's not. Good. So now what I'm going to do is I've got the blender here, and I'm going to have to stand up, so I'll probably be out of frame a little bit, but man, that is intense. That is a potent smell. I can't even explain it to you. It is a very earthy, strong, pungent. My daughter's rabbit is on the porch, and it's trying to eat my boot. Mason, stop eating my shoe. All right, now I'm going to add these a little bit at a time into this blender, but I live my life living my life. Mason. All right. Now it's time to add these to the blender. I'm going to add them to the blender a little bit at a time. Stop it, Mason. But, man, that is strong. What I'm going to do, because, through my job, I am just preached safety all the time. I wear safety glasses around the farm all the time. This is no exception, because this stuff is potent. And if it gets in your eyes, you're going to be hurting. So, a lot of people wear gloves. I don't ever wear gloves when I mess with hot peppers. So, that's just me. But anyway, I'm going to stand up here. So I'm going to probably go out of frame, but you'll still be able to see the blender and what I'm doing here. A little bit at a time. Hopefully I can control it and it doesn't go too wild on me. Whew, my Lord of mercy. So, as you see there, most of the juice came out. So I'm going to go get a big spoon and try to, golly, that's strong. Go get a big spoon to shovel a lot of these out and try to blend it up here. Alright, I'm back. I don't know what happened. My audio crapped out at some point as I was recording the first batch that I was blending here. So, in this big steel bowl here, I've got what I've already blended. You can't see it, but now, man, that is intense. I'm going to add the rest of this in here, blend it up, and then I'll have to figure out and see how well it's blended up, check the consistency, thickness of it, and then go from there. But for now, I'm going to add the next batch in here and get started blending. Man, I wish you could smell this. If you are a hot sauce fan, this is absolutely insane. The smell. And it's fermented for 21 days, I think. 21, I think is 22 days technically. I'm gonna add a little bit of juice from the bowl here. Now let's blend this up and let's see what we got again. There we go. Let's get that up there. Take that lid off. Now we'll blend the rest of this up, mix it all together. And let's see what kind of thickness we have. See, this is a little bit thicker this time. But that first batch had a lot more liquid, so it ought to balance out pretty good by the time I get it all added in here. Look at that. Man. Now what some people do, some people go back and they strain this and they get just the liquid. and they throw the peppers away. I'm not going to do that because that's, you know, that's a lot of waste to me. All right, I'm going to try to just pour the rest of this jar in here now. Oh, it'll hold all of that, and see that juice holds a ton of flavor, and that's where a lot of the bacteria that grew from the fermentation process is living too. So I don't want to get rid of all that. Uh-oh. I lost my lid. There we go. All right, let's finish this up here. There we go. And then here's the last pour. Oh man, that is splattering. That's why you want the glasses. Goodness. That is splattering up on my face. Alright. So the blender is done. Just stir this up a little bit. I think what I'm actually going to do now is I'm actually going to hit it with a little bit more salt. I'm going to put it back in the big bowl here, and I'm going to let it ferment down for another couple of days. Just let the flavors all meld together really well. Let the salt do its thing to kind of preserve it, and then I'm going to jar it just like that. I really like that. I really like that consistency of it. So I'm going to put it back in this the big jar where I fermented in, and then let it set aside for another couple days. Mix in some more salt, and then I'll come back to you. Got to get it down a little bit lower here, because that is a full bowl. Look at all that. Goodness. Alright everybody, it's been a week. Let's go ahead and wrap this video now. So what I did was, as you saw in that last part, I blended all of my peppers and the brine that had created in the jar. Well, I went ahead and hit it with more salt, and I let it ferment for another week like that. And it really kicked it into high gear when I did that. I should have got a video clip or photo of it, and I didn't think about it because I was in such a hurry to get this done. There was a very definable layer of bubbles and growth, I will say, coming on in the top of the jar when I did that. And so what I did was I went through after a week and I skimmed all that off, and then I went ahead and I strained what I had blended already. So what I ended up with after straining it was I got right at 2 quarts of the hot sauce juice itself. So see if that'll focus on that. So it's a really thin, flowable. It's not too thin. A lot of the videos I was watching said that it came out really watery, and they were having to add a thickener like a xanthan gum or stuff like that to get it to the consistency they wanted. This actually has a really good thickness to it that I really like. I did a taste test of it. I've got some of my fingers here now from, I guess, where I had some spill out of the jar when I was putting it in the jars, but I did a taste test of it, and wow, it tastes incredible. I did hit it with some extra salt to kind of help preserve it a little bit longer, but I also did a litmus paper test, a pH test with it, and I found out that the pH of this is right at 3, which is well below what it needs to be to prevent any kind of botulism growth. So I'm really happy with that. This should be shelf stable. I'm probably just going to keep them stored in our spare refrigerator for the time being. But oh, and I apologize for any background noise you hear. We have a fire going inside, and we got other stuff going on, so it's a little bit noisy in there. So I had to come on the front porch, and it's raining. The water's dripping down the gutter. Our Christmas lights are coming on now. We're decorated here for Christmas. So, but in addition to the hot sauce, I saved the pulp. And so this right here I'm pretty excited about too. Look at that. Get in there close on that. See if that'll focus on that. Look at that pulp. So what we do around here a lot of times, we fix a lot of stir fry, whether it be with our venison or our wild turkey or just garden vegetables or even store-bought meat, whatever it is. And a lot of the stir fry recipes we cook call for a Asian garlic or Asian pepper paste. Well, we often buy that in these little bitty things that, you know, they're kind of pricey to get it. Well, this is basically the same thing, and this is just 100% Serrano, fermented Serrano pepper pulp. And so the wife is going to, she does most of the cooking, she's going to use this in place of the Asian chili paste whenever the recipes call for it. So I'm really looking forward to putting this to use. You see it's loaded with seeds. This has got a lot of heat to it. These are what I consider to be probably a medium heat. They're not, I can handle a lot of heat. A lot of people probably would think they would be too hot, but I think these have a really good flavor and heat profile to them. This is going to really kick up some of our stir-fry dishes, though. Most people in videos that I watch, they just pitch this out. They didn't use this for anything. They just strained the juice off and they discarded this. Well, I don't like letting anything go to waste, so we're going to make use of this. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. I know this has been a bit of a long-winded video, but I wanted to make sure that I covered all the steps and exactly how I do this, so that if you want to try to do it, you can do it, and you feel like I have shown you everything that you need to do need to know to be able to do this. If you see that I've done something differently than you've done, drop a comment below. Let me know what that is. I always want to improve whatever I'm doing to try to either make it more efficient or produce a higher yield or a better product, whatever it is. But looking forward to bottling this up whenever I get some bottles in, and some of this may even turn into some Christmas presents this year. We love giving away at Christmas some of our home canned goods. People just love it whenever we give away our spicy pickles, canned or pickled jalapenos, different things like that, hot pepper relish. So this is just going to be something to add on to that for the coming year. I wish you a wonderful day. Merry Christmas. God bless.